So I was scrolling through Reddit the other day and I came across a post that is absolutely incredible. We talk a lot on this channel about folding devices like Samsung's Z Fold, and one of the comments I get all the time when I'm talking about the Z Fold, whether it's the 2, the 3, the upcoming 4, which we've talked about rumors and specs on many times on this channel, one of the comments I always get is, how durable are these things? I hear they're fragile. I hear they're going to break after 2 weeks of use. I hear I can poke my fingernail through the screen. I hear they're not water resistant. Well, that last bit is extremely pertinent to this video because the post that I stumbled upon by Reddit user merman_Mike, a name that's going to make a lot of sense here very, very shortly, reads as follows. I found in return an $1,800 Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 with my underwater metal detector. So this guy on YouTube, and we're going to look at a portion of his video here very shortly. You should definitely click on the link to that video in the description. Go give this individual a little bit of love and some views. Apparently they were, I guess, reached out to by an individual who lost their very expensive phone in this pond, this lake, this murky water. And so they went out in their wetsuit and with their metal detector and they tracked down this phone. And I mean, I know what you're probably thinking. Great, you found the phone. Maybe they're able to recover some data from it, maybe if they're lucky. But I mean, this is a Z Fold 3 and it's been submerged in water for what is apparently at least a time span measured in days. This individual at the beginning of the video says it was dropped in there on a Saturday. Maybe I missed in the video where they mentioned what day this was, how long it actually had been. I kind of scrubbed through the video. But this is a longer time than it should be able to handle this. After all, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 is rated IPX8 water resistant, up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. This has definitely been well more than half of an hour that this thing had been submerged. So hopes had to be relatively low. However, after some searching, when they finally do manage to locate this phone, he goes down in one last time and he's able to retrieve this individual's lost, very expensive, with a nice case on it. He's got the S Pen on the back there as well. This guy is a Z Fold power user. And the first good sign you get here, he mentions here momentarily that there's no water behind the lenses of the camera. Now, good news is this is not very deep, right? 1.5 meters does not appear to be anywhere near 1.5 meters. Maybe it's close. That would be for American people, right? That would be like 4.5 feet. That should be up closer to his chest. So maybe the height, the depth, I should say, of the water did this individual some favors. Actually, it looks like the S Pen might actually not be there anymore. Maybe it's floating around there somewhere too. But maybe that depth did them some favors. But look, there's a big piece of this that we've not talked about yet. And luckily, someone on Reddit asked the question, does it still work? And Merman Mike said, yes, this guy got the phone home, plugged it in, and it's functioning. It's working. Now look, let's be realistic here. Is this thing going to have the same lifespan of a normal Z Fold 3? I don't know. Look, this thing could fail in a week or two. Did moisture get into this thing? Almost you think it would have to. Given that rating, given that it's a Z Fold, and given that it was in water for at least a day or two, perhaps several days, I would not trust the thing, okay? I would be looking for some way to maybe make sure my data is safe. If I've got a warranty, if I've got some way to take care of this, I will be looking for a way to take care of it sooner rather than later. Maybe try the old rice trick, right? Maybe drop it in that bowl of rice and try and draw that moisture out of it. But at any rate, I think this is extremely impressive, just that the thing is still functioning right now, or at least when this comment was made. And I think that it does push back a little bit, one, against the idea that these folding devices are just exceedingly fragile, that if you drop them, if they get wet, if you do anything to them, they're going to break. That was somewhat true with earlier devices, but this kind of pushes back against that notion. But it also indicates the amount of progress that has been made. And this is another thing I hear all the time. People all the time say to me, there's no way that these folding devices are ever going to be mainstream. And when I say mainstream, I don't mean that they're going to be like the phone that everyone carries. I just mean that they're going to be commonplace. That currently, if I go out in public with my Fold and I'm around people and they see me fold the thing over, open the thing up. You may know this if you're a Fold user. You get weird looks, you get questions. People go, wow, what is that? Or they go, wow, is that the Samsung folding device? When I say mainstream, I just mean that people are going to be like, yeah, it's that. I've seen that a million times. They're around. People have them. It's not that big of a deal. I think that one of the big reasons people think these things will never be mainstream is because they still have this idea that they are super duper expensive, which they still are, but the price is coming down. The Fold 4 is rumored to be cheaper. The Flip 3 came down pretty heavily. The Flip 4 may come down even further. These prices will come down as this tech gets more and more commonplace, but also the fragility factor. People say they're too expensive and they're too fragile to ever be mainstream. Prices coming down, the fragility problem is, I would say, quite rapidly being addressed. You're seeing still some reports of the actual screen themselves failing after some amount of time. Okay, fully aware of that. That's still a thing that needs to be solved, but it's gotten better. Okay, this has improved. Look, this is a Fold 2. Okay, this is a Fold 2 that was daily driven for quite a while, not just like a normal phone. I didn't baby this thing at all. It's got an aftermarket screen protector on it simply because the one that came on the Fold 2 was grainy and just was a bad screen protector. In general, the aftermarket ones that were more similar to what the Fold 3 had was better, so I replaced it. But this thing is absolutely pristine, okay? There's absolutely nothing wrong with this thing. It's a Fold 2. The 4 is just on the horizon. So the idea that these things just fail after a while, it's not necessarily true, okay? And this thing managed to survive in a lake. Okay, so just a crazy news story, just super interesting, super impressive. Happy for this individual that Merman Mike was able to get his phone back to him. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.